Hello and welcome to the final project of the June coffee and card featuring a cup of tea bundle. I've got a horrible feeling that all the way through the last video I was saying May, but it's definitely June and it's the 5th Thursday in June, and we're going to make, in honour of cup of tea, we're actually going to make a tea bag holder. Now, I actually got the inspiration of this from stampingwithnelly.com. And if you search for tea bag holder, it will come up. I have actually slightly changed it because I didn't quite want it just the same as she did. I found it didn't close properly when I followed her measurements, but it's fine now. Right, so if I show you it open, so you always dread opening that's a really nice bow. I don't want to open a really nice bow, but I need to show you what to do. So this is gorgeous grape, this ribbon. Unfortunately, I don't think it's available anymore. It's not in the new catalogue, and I just can't quite put my finger on the January to June catalogue to see whether it was in there. Anyway, so tea bag. Again, I've had to sort these out of my husband's stash because I don't drink tea. But it's just the right size there, just to pop a tea bag in. But I was also thinking you could just pop a gift card in, or, you know, anything. I mean, this business card my friend gave me for her little business is the same size as a gift card. So you could just about fit one in. It might stick a little bit out the top, but you know. You could just make it a bit deeper if you wanted. You could change the measurements yourself if you do decide to make this again. So, no stamping. Decorated the back as well, just to keep the ribbon in place mainly. And also, the one thing I would tell you, you've got all sorts of different papers, and I've just randomly assigned you which pattern you've got out of the pack. Right, so in your packs you will have, so we're just doing a little bit of die cutting. We just need these two dies today, and you will have a length of ribbon. Let's get that out of the way. So, and 3 pieces of crumb cake, because you need inside and then outside and the back. A piece of basic white, which is going to go on one of those. The green for your detail of your cup. The white for the main part of your cup. And then you'll have a piece of designer series paper, which is 6x6, which you need to cut into 4 3x3 squares. You only actually need 3 of them, so you will have a nice spare one. And then the base is, so it's a piece of garden green card, and it is, if I can find that post-it note, which has disappeared. Basically, these 2 are 9cm squares, and this is just short of. So you need to cut it at 26.8 to just mean you've got a little bit of leeway here where it closes, and then you score at 9 and 18, and it's 9 deep. So 9, 26.8, score at 9 and 18, and that will give you your holder. So just going to fold that up. So yeah, you can see. So because if I fold that the other way, it doesn't quite close. Whereas if I fold it this way, because that's just 2mm short, it just folds nicely into that little book. Okay, which opens out. So the first thing we need to do now is to get this flap. So we need to cut that at 45 degrees from top corner to bottom corner. And I'm going to do that using my trimmer. Trusty trimmer, which is here. And so I want to cut from the top corner to the bottom. Gosh, it needs a clean. I've just looked in the groove, it definitely needs a clean. So I've got some twine underneath my trimmer. So I'm going to cut from the top corner to the bottom corner. Now, when you're cutting on angles like this, you do have to be careful, because you need to go into the middle. Don't start at the top or bottom because you'll damage your card. Okay, so I've cut that one off. And then we're going to need some designer series paper to decorate that. So I'm taking one of my pieces of card, of designer series papers, sorry. And again, corner to corner, put your blade in the middle. Once you've got your corner to corner, and then cut up, back down, and you've got 2 triangles. So again, you've got a spare triangle as well as your spare square. And that piece, that's all the cutting you need to do. And that piece is going to go there. Now, obviously, do be careful if you've got a paper with direction, which I've tried to give you mainly sort of foliage papers, so there isn't, it's multi-directional, so it doesn't matter. But if you have got one with direction, just make sure you're cutting it so that your cups are going to be the right way up, or teapots or whatever I've given you. Right. And if you get it wrong, don't worry, because the other side will be fairly plain, so you can always use the other side instead. So, okay, and I'm just going to glue that onto the corner with a nice even edge. So, there we go. Okay. And then we're just going to glue the basic white onto one of your crumb cake pieces. And you could always stamp a sentiment on this if you want in that top left hand corner. Certainly some of the sentiments that come with the set are definitely small enough to do that with. And then this is going on the inside of your tea bag holder. So just on the middle flap there. Okay, and then I'm just putting a little line of glue just along the bottom here, right to the end, and then I'm closing that up. Okay. And there is your pouch for your tea bag. So make sure you're really pressing that down so it's making a good join there. Okay, so that's the inside done. And now we'll do the outside. So we're going to pop these on first. So these are the 2 crumb cake pieces that are just going on like this. So, I don't know why it really is habit that I turn over the paper even though there's nothing on either side, so it doesn't matter, it could go either way up, but I have turned it over. There you go. I'm going to resist. I'm not going to turn this one over. Oh, the piece has been disturbed outside. I've done really well most of today. That's not been interrupted much at all with my filming, but it doesn't always follow. But that's going to last all day. Right. I film on Sundays because my husband works from home and he has meetings all day and I can hear him because he's in the next room. So if I film on a Sunday, he's not working. The children are fairly quiet, she says. So anyway, I digress. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is put some tear and tape down to stick the ribbon to. And I want that roughly halfway up. There we go. Just lift that off. Come on, you know you want to. There we go. And then I'm going to roughly find the middle of my ribbon and pop it on one side like that. And then I am actually going to close this, pop that on the other side, and hopefully, yes, they are there or thereabouts meeting. Okay. And now it's ready for your front and back. Now I closed it because you can see there will be a little bit of give. If you do that too tight, it won't close properly. So, and then we're going to add the designer series paper on the front and the back, and that will also hold the ribbon in place. Making sure it's nice and flat.
Mom.
I'm still videoing. And then we'll stick the last piece on so that's nice and flat as well. Sorry about that. 16-year-old looking for me. So, just going to put that there. Okay. How pretty is that? I do love this designer series paper. I've used most of it for this coffee and card, so I think I'll have to buy another pack just for me. So, and then the final decoration I've popped on the front is just a couple of die cuts for the cup. So we've got the white for the main cup and the green there. So we're just going to get the little die cutter and pop those through. So there goes the white cup, and there goes the green detail. Pop that on. Oops, not open properly. Shove those through. It's super handy, this little one. I do have the big one, it's on the trolley behind me, but having this little one just next to me is really useful. So just get rid of the plates. And there you go. So, where's my poker tool? Here it is. Right, so let's get all these out. All the little ones, and then the big ones should come out on their own. She says. And that one. Some of the little ones are a little bit fiddly. There we go, and then I've just got that little bit still there. There we go. Is that everything? It is. I'll just get my trusty silicone mat out. And again, just little dots of glue. Start with the thicker areas until you get a flow going, particularly when you've left your glue stood up. which you shouldn't have done. Oh, still got a piece. Oh, come on. You were nearly off. There we go. Around the bottom. Get to that corner again. And then just add the white cup. There we go. Just press that down. There we go. So now we've got the cup, and that just needs adding to the front using some dimensionals. I think I'm just going to leave it open so it's a bit easier to position. There we go. So we're just popping a little cup on the front then. If you wanted to add a little tea bag like we did on one of the earlier cards, you could do one of those little tags, or you can just leave it like that if you want. And it just remains to add a tea bag. So what's this? English breakfast tea from the English tea shop. I think I'm going to use scissors because this is very rattly. And I've popped a tea bag in with your kit, so you have one ready to go to pass on to someone you love. So there we go. So tea bag in there, close it off, and then we just want to tie a bow. So, and I'm tying the knot and then pulling it to the front. Okay, so it's like that. There. Okay, and then bringing the top one over, so you make the loop, top one over, push it through. So I used to believe that these amazingly tied knots on cards were like just that was it and you were done. People could do that, but you can't. It's not possible. Even the best bow tiers come back and fiddle. This one's not taking much fiddling at all, so there we go. You want to leave a fairly big bow because you want enough ribbon that they can untie it and then tie it again. So I'm leaving quite a long, slightly longer than the actual bow. I've also found as well, if you leave it slightly longer than the actual bow, they don't feel wrong. If you try and get them the same length as the bow itself, I really struggle, and if it's slightly too short, it looks ridiculous. So leave them a little bit longer than the loops of the bow. So that's the first one. That's the one I'd already made with the shorter ribbons. I think I wish I'd made them a little bit longer. So there we go. Just have to fiddle with it. There goes another bow. Anybody wants to know how I tie my bows, go to Connie Stewart. Yeah, I've done that the wrong way round. Connie Stewart is a United States demonstrator who has done this an amazing video of how to tie bows, and the first thing she tells you is that the longer piece needs to be at the top. And if it's at the top, then she says, no, it needs to be at the bottom. Hey ho, go and watch her video. She's way better at it than I am. I'm going to give up. Right. You saw me do that one. I can tie a bow. Okay, so that's me done for June. So a nice 5-week month. So look forward to seeing you next week when we start doing July's coffee and card. So hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you soon. Bye.